welcome to my first YouTube video for my YouTube channel. I am excited for this journey that we are going to be going on together. This is Stinky Chico. Say hi, Stink, for the people so they can get to know you. Tips with people who might be interested in kickstarting their own weight loss transformation. Life is always ever changing, and it's always presenting us with a new thing where we have to come at situations from a different angle and try different approaches. And so with this video, I'm hoping to help you guys just kind of switch up your routine. And they're not even things that require like a lot of money. It is just about consistency, dedication. The body goes through shock and nostalgia when you're trying to kind of detach from your norm. And so what I will give you tips on is how to keep your norm, but to also kind of like wean away so that you can start to influence your body to want the right thing. Attempting to penetrate the fitness modeling industry in sponsorships for CBD and things of that nature. So if you guys are watching this and you own any CBD products or merchandise or are into fitness, athleisure, athletic wear, I guess feel free to contact me. I will leave all of my details in the description below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, just to recap, accountability photos along with measurements. You want the BMI, the body fat percentage, your weight. And you want to go as far as body taping whatever areas you want. You want to build your community, and you want to look for more like-minded people and shed the people who are holding you back, or any relationships, whether that be romantic interests or friends, or even those people who, when you may not know them very well, but you might have a common interest and they're flaky. You need to let go of those energies, because those things are going to keep you in the same place, wondering why you're not fully accepted, and you'll have issues in accepting yourself along the way. You need to just break all of those ties. And also, I would say in navigating that, if you believe in a higher power, that would be a great time for you to start tapping into your faith. So that leads me into my next tip, which is to engage with your faith in your walk. So if you believe in God, if you believe in Jesus, you believe in Buddha, habits like shopping excessively, I honestly would say at this time, if you're looking to transform your life, you want to stop a lot of excess in your life. So excessive spending, especially if it's clothing, not so much shoes, but my foot actually shrunk a little bit. So I used to wear 7.5. Now I'm more 7, or somewhere in between 7 and 7.5. And also, like, for clothes, you don't want to go and buy things like your size 10 now, but you want to be a size 7. You know, you kind of want to see some progress and see when you start to really like what you see in the mirror, or even as like a motivational gift for yourself when you hit a milestone, like, oh, I knocked out 15 or 25 pounds. Let me take myself to go buy some jeans, and you can actually find yourself inspiring yourself to go further, because you'll say, wow, I've dropped like 2 or 3 sizes. I'm so close. I'm only this far. And you'll see how good your butt looks in the jeans, or the abs are starting to peek through. You know, for me, that was my breakthrough, was like last July. My sister came from DC, Maryland area to visit me, and we went to one of the little boutiques around the way, one of the little local shops. And so when I went to the store with my sister, she's trying on things, and then I said, it's been about 6 or 7 months since I've really been at this consistently. Let me just see what my sizes are. Before I got to the store, I was wearing a lot of like sweatpants and yoga pants and baggy shirts and hoodies. I do want to share that I am also a certified massage therapist, as well as a training now. I'm taking classes to be a nutritional coach. And I'm also certified in CPR and first aid for infants, children, and adults. And lastly, I am in school studying advanced neuromuscular therapy. I'll be done in a couple of months, so we're almost there. And then with my certification for being a certified massage therapist, I am also a qualified health educator. I really would love to teach kids about water and their like activeness and the importance of that. And then maybe I might transition into the future into like higher grades, because I'd like to talk about the feminine power energy with women, the girls who are growing into women. And also I'd like to share with them the importance of knowing your body and like sex and covering finances and tying in what it means to have a healthy routine and a healthy life, because a lot of school just teaches you just homework and math problems and science questions and things that you probably will never ever use again in your life. Sometimes it helps with, I don't know, you're randomly in a bar and Jeopardy's on and you get a few of the questions right. I don't know. I just think that school curriculums should cover more things that we need for our life. Rather than so intricate, like the formula of what the gravity is on the moon. Like, why is that relevant to me? Anyways, I'm getting off course. Let me brush through the rest of these tips really quickly. I just really wanted to allow you guys to get to know me a little bit more, and maybe I might make a future video where I can go into detail about a few of these other points. For example, intermittent fasting, the 16-8 intervals of hours and timing. That's the formula that I used, and I would strongly recommend intermittent fasting for anyone who's a stoner who experiences munchies, or anyone who has a problem with overeating. During my bout with my image dysmorphia, I would notice little slips into like a small, I don't want to call it clinical depression, but just these little sunken places when I was not doing the things that I said that I was going to do to change my life. I can imagine that other people go through this in other areas of their life, not so much just weight, but when you fall short and you disappoint yourself, you really feel that. So I would strongly recommend intermittent fasting, because it sets you up for success, where you are eating enough to keep energy in the body. But if you're overweight and you're not stimulating movement throughout your muscles and your lymphatic system, it's going to just be like your system is eating from the stores that it has. And I would strongly recommend, before you go into any of the nutritional changes of your diet and habits and the things that you're eating, you probably want to consult with your doctor. Just FYI, especially if you have any conditions like diabetes and you need to continue to keep your sugars up. So I would say this advice is particular to people who are clear by their doctor to take on a weight loss program. My next tip is to train your body to both types of fiber. I don't remember all of them. I think it's soluble fiber, and I think the other one might be insoluble. Probably make another video about fiber, because that is actually going to be your biggest, aside from water, that's going to be the biggest and most effective thing that you can uptake in your regular nutritional consuming. I hate to call it diet, because diet, I don't like the word die, and you know, you want to like have whole food. So that brings me to the next one, which is alkaline water. And I actually became a huge fan of Eternal Water along the way. Shout out to Eternal Water. I'm not sponsored by them, but since coincidentally my neighbor interrupted my recording, I guess I would like to mention he dropped off my water to me. I love my neighbors. I think we have a great community. We're so supportive of each other. My next door neighbor is actually a chef, and he cooks very healthy. So for me, I don't cook. Sometimes he might like actually make a little extra and leave it for me. Or, you know, I like to order and support small local businesses, but specifically local Black businesses. So if I can find places with like collard greens and like wonderful salads, I'd like to do that. I'm not restricted to just supporting Black businesses, but I do look at that in my first choices when selecting where I'm going to spend my money, you know, on the everyday basis. The next thing, 45 minutes of moving the major joints in your body. So you want a daily basis. You want to move your elbows, move your knees, move your arms, you know, like have movement. You want to have movement and always be in motion throughout your day. When you notice that, and actually I'm going to stand up for an example. I've been recording for over 20 minutes on this one, and I'm taking this opportunity to show off my jean body, as well as squeeze in a few stretches. You know, if you have an office job, you're doing a lot of damage just by sitting there. If you want to get up and twist your hips and, you know, like I said, move your knees, you know, extension. You want to get all ranges of motion, just kind of every 15 minutes, you want to be moving. So when you are going through your day, if you can create extra reasons and time to be active. So if that means walking to work, or if that's not an option, maybe biking, or catching the subway, or carpooling to a certain point and then walking from there and actually enjoying a coffee along the way, or tea, or a boba, or picking up a salad or a smoothie or a acai bowl. It not only gets you active and moving, you're consuming whole nutritional food, and there's nothing that can compensate for that. So if you get vitamin D and you're out there and you can even do this in your home. If you work from home, I would say grab a yoga mat. I actually keep one like in the front of my living room, just so that if I feel like I need to bust out a quick little sequence, I can just do that really quick, So I would say what you want to really do is set your life up for success. You want to put in place things that make it hard to have an excuse of why you can't do it. You know what I mean? So like if you have a stubborn inner child like myself, like I think of my inner child as one of those like temper tantrum kids in the grocery store, like, that's how I imagine my inner child. And when I can't get what I want when I want it, it's definitely like there's friction and resistance inside of me, and I can feel this turmoil happening. Like I want to go this way, but my body is not allowing me to move from this place. So procrastination happens, and other negative vibrations come out of that place. So if you find that happening, what I notice the best approach is to like wean yourself into the good habits, and then to also booby trap yourself. So like I have that yoga mat there so that when I wake up and I walk my stinky Chico and we come back and he's eaten, I've seen that yoga mat already at least 4 times in the morning. So it's like, all right, when are you going to do your morning sequence? And if you know that you are the type to kind of like blow that off to yourself, you can always say, oh, well, let me put in place, like if I flake on myself, I'm going to booby trap myself to be like, okay, well, you didn't do your morning workout. Let me do my evening bedtime workout or bedtime yoga or sequence or whatever. That way you just kind of like train yourself as if you would a little kid. Like, hey, you didn't clean your room, so because you chose to go outside and not clean your room, now you have to clean your room because it's still got to get done. And you have to miss out today on going outside or whatever the case is. You need to find ways to discipline yourself. So maybe let's say you fall short on something, and I'm not saying be hard on yourself, but you really have to have like a rewards and incentive program. But as much as you have a rewards and incentive program, you need to also be holding yourself accountable. And the accountability becomes easier as you begin to learn like, oh, there are other people rooting for me and I don't want to let them down. So now from the external influence, the internal influence develops. And, they usually say from the inside out, but some of us, we are people pleasers and we function better. And I'm saying we because I'm including myself in that. This was a nature that I had to learn to shed through my journey. You will definitely get frustrated with yourself. You have to learn how to choose yourself first. And all of these tips are basically you telling yourself, I love myself and I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose everything that I want for my life first. 1 second. I'm in the middle of making my first YouTube video. Let me wrap up and then I'll call you right back, okay? All right, bye. All right. So that was a photographer I'm shooting with. Hoping to show you guys some really cute bikini pictures. Hoping to be a fitness model and bikini model, maybe even a lingerie model. But I really want to get into health supplements and whatnot and sponsorships. So I will be leaving my link below if you're interested in purchasing products from Herbalife from me, or if you're interested in a private yoga session or a massage treatment. I have my erotic massage, which is Dream Massage LA. And then I also have my certified details, which I leave separate because I feel like this industry, I really want to promote Dream Massage LA. But if you have any questions about knowthyselfcare.org, feel free to ask away. I will plug all of my links in all of the descriptions. And I will also have a P.O. box where if you guys want to send merchandise to and any sort of promotion or free stuff or money, you can have an access point to get it to me. I will have that in the description by my second video. But since my attention is being grabbed in so many directions, I need to hurry this video up. So I mentioned eternal water. I am bringing up the water to be very, very important because alkaline water helps to get rid of acid in the body. I'm going to do another video on that for you guys. And basically it brings your body chemistry internally to equilibrium. Stress and things like free radicals in the air from the pollution and the UV rays and all of that stuff create a hostile environment within our bodies, and alkaline water just helps to keep it more to pH 7 rather than on any of the other side of the spectrums. Also, it's scientifically proven that the more acid in the body present, the more likelihood of that person being a patient of cancer. So if you can probably deduce, you would use the logic that, hey, if I drank more alkaline water, if I drank or ate a more alkalinized or alkalinated, I don't know which word to use for that, nutritional lifestyle or foods, then you could keep yourself like preventing that possibly, Don't quote me on that. I don't know the stats to it. However, I do know that Dr. Sebi, who actually healed my body when I was in the 4th grade, I was 9 years old. I had a pseudo tumor. None of the doctors knew what was going on with me, and he healed it within 8 weeks with his fig tree brand. It was the electric cell cleanser, and I forget what the other stuff was, but they shipped a bunch of herbal medicines from, I think at the time he was in Haiti or Honduras, and they got it to his wife in Miami, my aunt, and then she managed to get it to my family in DC, and this was in the 90s. So I feel very blessed and thankful to him and his family for everything that they have done for me, and for all of his research, and for the fact that they are attempting to continue his work. Yes, but he does have a case study that's tied up in a confidential Supreme Court, where basically he proves that if you can keep the body alkalinated, you can keep the body away from having cancer and a lot of other mucus-related diseases, including, but not limited to, AIDS. So that was very interesting. Anyways, moving forward, the way that I really got rid of the mindless snacking, because as a stoner, you get caught in these like little warp holes or loopholes where you find yourself repeating the same activities over and over. So you're just smoking, you're done, you eat. You smoke again, you're done, you eat. And over so many years, however many years you've been doing this, eventually you wake up one day and you're like, what? I'm 30 pounds heavier, what? And it's not that you woke up one day and boom, you're overweight. It's just the compiling of the daily habits and the working on it every day. So now you have to undo all of that and do the opposite of that every day. So for me, I still was engaging, like used to chewing. I needed that crunchiness. And for me, my downfall was chips. So I grew really fond of sliced apples. Like a lot of my snacks became like the typical things that a preschooler would have, like carrots and celery sticks and things to dip it in, you know. And occasionally I would have the sugar wafers. Those things I think are really good. Also trail mix, you know, things that you would give like a kid in kindergarten for snack time. Those would be really helpful to keep on the go. But if you don't have that, I would actually suggest doing what I did. I didn't want the empty calories, and I just was like not willing to, I just wasn't gonna make any excuses. So I chose to eat ice. Basically, I would go to like my local Starbucks, whether it was down the street from my house or right next door to my school or wherever along the way. I would stop and I would grab a venti or Trenta cup of ice, and I would just, and that would keep my mouth busy to the point where eventually I got into the habit of not desiring anything, because it's like I'm mostly consuming water. So now my water intake is going up because I'm eating the ice cubes. I'm not even a huge fan of water. Like, I'm telling you to drink water, but I'm also telling you that I have a hard time staying on myself about drinking the necessary amounts of water daily. And to curve that, if you have anything like that, eating ice cubes or chewing the ice cubes really helps. And then eventually what you want to do is wean yourself off of that habit and consume more water than anything else. You just need to supplement that chewing habit. If you're used to hearing or there's a satisfaction of the crunch, that will really help you over the course of your weight loss journey. But also, I want to disclaimer that you will be using your masseter muscles more. And so in advanced neuromuscular therapy, and I am certified to demonstrate as well as to receive this body work, but you want to maybe hire your favorite massage therapist and have them work on the muscles of the jaw. And you can even do intraoral massage work to make sure that the muscles from the jawline stay stable and symmetrical. I also learned a technique called lymphatic massage, and I paired it with a few techniques that I learned from friends who specialize in laser lipo. And I'm a huge fan of aloe vera as a skin product. I've been able to find a technique that helps to not necessarily stimulate weight loss, but it helps to retain your results. So if you are actively working out or coming from surgery and you are noticing that there is like swelling in the skin, or you are bloated and you want to get things moving, I have the right sequence for you if you'd like to book me. Again, my details will be in the description. I strongly recommend this treatment for women, especially postpartum. Basically, you will be able to move the lymphatic toxins and fluids and interstitial fluids and like anything that is no longer useful to your body. Will be able to move it to the nodes so that the body can drain it out, whether, in waste or through sweat or whatever. So if you're interested, please feel free to make a reservation at Dream Massage LA. Waist trainers. I strongly recommend that you get 2 waist trainers. You want to get one waist trainer for when you start your journey, and you want to get another waist trainer that'll be 2 sizes smaller. So like, let's say you're a large. I started at a large. You want to also get my phone is blowing up. You want to also get a medium or a small, or one that has an adjustable strap from a medium to a small. Because what will happen is one day you will wake up and your waist will be significantly smaller, and you'll be like, what? When? Because that area does not what is the word? It's not an overnight noticeable thing. So the measurements definitely of your waistline will help. But if you get 2 waist trainers, that way when you do wake up that second morning and you're like, wow, this one does not fit and I need to be a little bit more compressed for my hike or whatever, I would say then you can open the second one and you'll feel so like lit. You're just gonna be like, oh shoot, I'm going into my next workout with results, and that'll just make you go a little harder. And then also you have something for if you backslide and you get a little bit big, like let's say it's the holidays and Thanksgiving comes up and you might gain a little bit of happy pounds or whatever because you went to go visit your grandma and she cooked and you need to get back to it. So the bigger waist trainer will help you like reel it back in, because you'll be like, oh wow, like I no longer fit my small one. So yeah, it just kind of helps you stay motivated. And then I also mentioned that you style yourself when you see visible weight loss, or you feel progress with yourself. Like when you start to feel like you are hitting goals, then you should treat yourself. And I'm not saying, a lot of us like to treat ourselves with like ice cream or like a steak or like lobster. Don't do it with food. Do it with something that when you see it, it'll remind you of what you did to get it. And you're going to set your next goal. Like, okay, for me, I like red bottoms. Shameless plug if you guys want to send me a pair of red bottoms to my P.O. box. I'll make sure I'll plug the details in my next video. But yeah, if I say to myself, I am going to work really hard and I want to lose 3 more inches in my waistline. When I do that, I'm going to treat myself to a pair of red bottoms. Boom. Every time I see that pair of red bottoms to look good for my date or wherever I'm going for that interview or whatever I'm wearing those red bottoms to or for, I'm going to think in my mind like, yeah, I did that. I earned these. And that'll just make you stick with this. Like, it'll just be like that feeling becomes more addictive than the food. It becomes more addictive than social media. It becomes more addictive than the bad boyfriend and the weird friendships, And honestly, I would say those accountability partners, if you want to flex a little bit, I would say if you got the balls, because I did this and it helped me go harder. I have a competitive nature and I go hard. So the one person who I knew was a frenemy to me, and she likes to brand herself as a fitness trainer, but her weight yo-yos, and I know that she's engaged in unhealthy lifestyle choices. I decided to make her my accountability partner because I knew she wasn't going to be nice to me. I knew she wasn't going to give me false compliments. I knew that she would be probably a worse critic than myself. Like, I could justify and defend myself. If you choose a frenemy, they're probably gonna talk bleep to you. So I would say if you got it in you, you got the fight in you, do that. And send them the videos or the accountability pictures and say, hey, I trust your opinion. I'm starting my weight loss journey. I am this much weight and I expect to be at this much weight. I don't have a time frame. You can put a time frame, but what I would tell you is, and that's my next tip, don't put a time frame on yourself. You want to make sure that you are going at your pace and not by anyone else's pace, and not because of a wedding, and not because of anything high pressured, not because of a school reunion, not because your boyfriend told you to. You need to do this for you, and you need to be willing to stick it out, ride it out as long as necessary. You need to be willing to say, hey, I got this and God's got me, which is why it's important for you to have that higher power engaged, because when no one is there to validate you, you have to be able to be cool with that and look in the mirror and be like, I validate me. God validates me. I'm a child of God. And if you need to, download the Bible app, have it read in script. They have these plans. They have, if you need inspiration, daily inspiration, they will pop up with scriptures that hit your phone banners at a set time during the day, So there are other things that you can do to stay in the right headspace, in the right vibration. Okay, and then my last couple of tips. So, self-talk, positive words of affirmation. And when I say these two things, I mean real self-talk and really touching positive words of affirmation. So when I say real self-talk, you need to keep it real with yourself. Like, you have a goal and you went out to a party and it was catered and you ate the whole pastry section by yourself and people were watching you and you ate it shamelessly at the party and it was a pool party, right? You get home and you don't feel good. You feel sick, you overate, and you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I don't like that. I don't like the way that I feel now. I don't like what I did to myself. I don't like what I did to you. And you need to talk to yourself as if you are your best friend. I don't like what I did to you. I apologize for what I did to you. I forgive myself. And now moving forward, I know this feeling is not what I want. And I'm going to treat you better. I'm going to treat myself better. You need to make sure that you are engaging yourself, because a lot of times the normal American household these days, you'll be very blessed for your parents to teach you self-love. If you have to learn it along the way, it's a very difficult thing to learn. So I would say use this journey as a way to learn how to love yourself. Don't look at it like weight loss. Look at it like, I want to love myself as much as I can love myself. And I want to love myself better than anyone can love myself. That way, when you do find the love of your life, you've made it so hard for them to prove that to you that they will have to go over the moon to show you that they really love you. That can't be so bad, right? Oh, yes. So I will say, you will find yourself hungry during this walk, but you need to find recipes that will satiate you. I learned that I really love jackfruit, and I really love spinach and quinoa and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts with bacon. Like, those are the best. So find those things that you like and you enjoy eating, because it's going to make you want to eat that more regularly, and it makes your groceries list easier. You're not guessing what tastes good with what because you've never tried it, and you know for sure that the health contents are wholesome. So with that being said, if you experience late night munchies, I came up with a nice go-to before bed. It's not my creation. They've actually been using this recipe for thousands of years in Ayurvedic rituals, as well as holistic treatments from traditional Chinese medicine, and also in India. So golden milk, which I will do a video on soon, maybe closer towards the cooler months, because it is a warm, thick, creamy, it has these very earthy seasonal type spices that would probably make it very cozy for the fall as a warm beverage. But you can drink it all year round, and I would actually drink a cup of golden milk. It helps to keep the digestive system from experiencing inflammation. So it calms that down. So if like you have an upset stomach situation or irritable bowel syndrome or things of that nature, anything that falls into just having a irritated digestive system, this will help bring balance and to regulate everything, because of the fiber contents. And then the turmeric is just it's really good on the insides. It also helps with like skin. It helps to purge out toxins in the body, and it helps with the glow ultimately. It gives you this underlying golden hue. If you drink too much of it, they said that you can turn yellow, but for someone like me with this much melanin, all it will do is just make me look more golden. So that's a bonus. And then my bonus tip, which will be bonus tip, I guess it'll be either a bonus tip or tip number 15. Find a custom tailor, because all of the clothes that you love now, you probably don't want to throw them out, especially if you're into designers like myself. I really like Manolo. I like Dolce & Gabbana. I like my designers, and there are just a lot of pieces that I had when I was thicker that I could not wear until I found a tailor. And it's also very useful because I do a lot of boudoir shoots, and I model lingerie and bikinis and swimwear. So I found this tailor nearby me, and she's a woman, and she actually delivers to my house, but she also tailors my garments and my my lingerie. So I hope this video is helpful and inspires you to grab your life by the horns and take control, ride the bull, enjoy it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Remember to laugh, remember to smile. You will cry, you will get frustrated, you will sweat, but these are all good things, and you can pass the energy forward when someone asks you, how did you do this? You can either send them to this video, or you can share with them the tips that worked for you. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Again, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I am going to apologize that this video is so long. I just wanted to be thorough for my first video, and I am looking forward to doing more videos for you guys. Welcome to Dream Massage LA.